This is Mark Bell from SuperTraining Gym. SuperTraining Gym, the strongest gym in the West. And I'm joined today by Mr. Settlegate, Josh Settlage. And we're gonna go over some variations of some things you can do. We're gonna go over a top 5 upper body exercises that you can do. How many? 5. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna do some push-ups. You do not have to have a slingshot for this. I'll do mine without. He'll do his with, so you can see the slingshot in motion. This is called the slingshot push-up. You can get it from markbellslingshot.com. For anyone that struggles with a push-up, or for anybody that wants to advance their push-ups. It could also be utilized for dips. It can also be utilized for bench press. Helps protect the shoulders, helps keep your body stable while you're doing some of these upper body exercises, because I've wrecked my shoulders, wrecked my pecs, wrecked my elbows and everything else. So here we're gonna hit the ground for a push-up. One of the biggest mistakes I see with push-ups is people tend to let their head get real forward on it and they go real wide with their arms. We want to have our arms, we want to have our hands kind of in line with our shoulders, just as Josh has set himself up right here. So that's what we're going to do. We want to try to get our body weight over top. And I'd rather have you do this with a slingshot and do the exercise the right way, rather than doing some weird version of this. It's not a very good push-up. So get your body here like this, keep the core tight, dig the toes into the ground, and you're gonna go like this. If you happen to be really proficient at push-ups, maybe you can say, you know what, I'm gonna go as fast as I possibly can for 30 seconds and see how many I can bang out. So you can really work on speed and explosiveness. If you're not very good at push-ups, what you can do is you can get a slingshot. That'll assist you a ton. But you can also push yourself off the ground in whatever way that your body wants to come up. And for some people, I've seen them do this, where they kind of push here and then their legs will come up later. And as you get better at it, you might be able to stabilize enough to where you're able to push, but do them whatever way you can handle best. Some other variations of a push-up, you can do a push-up with a closer grip, kind of a diamond grip push-up. If you want to demonstrate that, that's more for like tricep. And you can already see that you start ending up with a lot of variations right away. We can go real wide to get the shoulders more, and to maybe get the chest a little bit more. Or he can try some regular traditional push-ups where you sneak some pauses in there and just have fun with it. Maybe you do like 5 reps like this, where you go halfway up, all the way, halfway down, all the way down, hover, halfway up, all the way up, halfway down, almost all the way down, halfway up, all the way up, and so on. And it just increases the difficulty of the movement.
So ideally, you want to have a chair that is going to fit underneath you. Mark's pretty wide, Mark's pretty big. So one chair might not be enough.
This. I think he's talking about this.
Exactly. So if you're a little bit smaller like me, you can get both hands on a chair.
You're pretty small.
This is perfect. You can do it on the side of a bench or a bed, something stable and secure. But ideally, your hands are going to be put behind you. You're going to support your weight. You can start with your feet pretty close. That way you're safe. You can protect your shoulders quite a bit. But once you get your weight off there, there we go.
Gotta see what's going on here.
That's right.
Is that called a horseshoe?
Something like that. Michael Hearn knows.
That looks good.
So move your body weight out just a little bit. And you're going to come down. Really try to load up your triceps and keep your shoulders back. You don't want to round your shoulders forward, get kind of that funky pterodactyl something with your shoulders. So keep your shoulders back like you're pinching a pencil between your shoulder blades. You'll come down, load up the triceps, get a nice good stretch at the bottom, but you don't want to go so low that you can't come back up. Then you press out to lock out. You can use some of the same variations we did with the push-ups by throwing in pauses, or doing tempo work by going really slow on the way down, coming up fast, coming down a little bit quicker, and then going up really slow at the top.
I would say with all these movements that we're doing for today, I would suggest that you pick a rep range that you can repeat. So you might go through this several times. You might go through this 4 times, 5 times. What's a rep range that you can repeat? You know, so if you do 50 all at one time, maybe next time you come around to it, you can only do 10. So try to pick a rep range, 10 reps, 15 reps, 20 reps, depends on your fitness level. Pick a rep range that you can repeat, and you maybe will go through this 4 or 5 times. It'll actually be, I think, will be really challenging. Now we have a plank tricep extension. I've never tried this, so why not try it on camera and see what happens, right? Yep. I'll let you lead me through it here, buddy.
All right, so we're gonna get in a normal plank position.
All right.
So kind of our elbows just underneath our shoulders. Kind of like on the push-up, we're gonna dig our toes into the floor, but then you're gonna put your palms flat. And then you're gonna pretty much do a skull crusher with the floor and try to lock your arms out at the top.
I'm getting nervous.
So press your palms into the floor and straighten your arms, boom, and then come back down.
Man, that's tough.
Yeah, especially after those dips. And like Mark was saying earlier, you wanna work with a rep scheme that you can repeat. You know, if you can do 20 reps for your first set and then only get 3 on your next one, might not be as productive as if you did several sets of 5. Took a little bit of rest in between and then kept repeating it over the course of the whole workout.
Here's another one I don't think I ever tried. Supermans. I've done this with some weight before. You know, just holding some dumbbells and like facing down on an incline. I've done those before, but I've never done this way. This is with your arms and your legs, right?
Yep.
Trying to really get Superman.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I'm gonna cramp up. Thumbs up we go with?
Sure, does Superman fly with his
I
thumbs
don't,
up?
no, I don't think so. He doesn't, you're right. I've never seen him do it.
For this one, we're gonna push our hips into the floor and think about picking your chest up off the floor and your thighs. It's one thing to pick your feet up off the floor, but if you can, really squeeze your butt, arch your back, and try to pick your thighs
I'm
up
gonna need help.
off the ground. And we're gonna go up and hold.
Oh my God.
There we go. Down.
My range of motion is awesome.
There you go.
Actually feels pretty good.
Get some blood flow into your low back, blood flow into your glutes.
Oh yeah, you get to flex the butt.
Yep.
All right, next one's inchworm, right?
Yep, inchworm, the last one.
Another favorite of mine. You can see how practiced up I am on a lot of these movements. Inchworm is, you're gonna put your hands on the ground. So you're gonna work your hands towards the ground and you're gonna inch your way out and you're gonna kind of inch your way back. For me, it's tough because it's kind of hard for me to reach the ground right here. So I have to kind of start out a little further. You do it. You do what feels best for you. Then you can do a push-up. You can push yourself back up into place. And for me, I have to bend a little bit, but you would be better off, maybe Josh can show you, trying to get the hammies a little straight or the legs a little straight so you can get into the low back and hammies. Woo! The old inchworm gets you every time. You could set this workout up a lot of different ways. What I would recommend is to go through the whole thing once, do about 10 reps a piece for each one. Try to go through that about 4 or 5 times. In between completing the 5th exercise, you may want to rest for about 2 minutes. And during that 2 minutes, you can just walk, right? Even if you don't have a lot of room or space, you're just in your living room, you could easily pace back and forth, do something in between, have some active recovery, repeat it again until it's done about 4 or 5 times. Another way of doing this is to focus on the movements by themselves. So another way to do it would be to simply just focus in on your push-ups. Do about 3 sets of push-ups, maybe walk in between, get a little bit of rest in between. A minute or so should be plenty of rest. Have at it again, and then progress into the inchworm. Do the same thing. Maybe do 5 reps of those or 10 reps of those. Rest, repeat, and so on. For me personally, I would probably like to go through the whole thing, so that way I have some variation. I'm bouncing from one thing to the next, then a little bit of rest, and then start over again. I think that's it.
That's it.
I think we covered it all. There you go. There's Super Training Gym's top 5. I'm Mark Bell, and this is
Josh Settlegate.
That's our top 5 upper body exercises that you can do anywhere, and you don't need any equipment at all for it. Strength is never a weakness. Weakness is never a strength. Catch you all later.